Grandma's Last Wish, or Family Greed, Inheritance Inferno. The reading of Grandma Agnes's will felt less like a memorial and more like the opening bell for a family feud I never saw coming. I'm Kendra, 34, living a somewhat peaceful existence in Charleston, South Carolina. My incredible Grandma Agnes, bless her soul, passed away a few months back, leaving behind a modest inheritance, her house, which she specifically bequeathed to me, and some savings, divided equally among her four grandchildren. Seems straightforward, right? Cue the dramatic music because, in my family, nothing is ever that simple. Enter my cousin Lydia, 31, whose life choices can best be described as permanently in progress. College dropout, serial job hopper, currently residing in her childhood bedroom while finding herself. She's practically a professional dependent. The air crackled with tension as the lawyer read the will. I could practically see the dollar signs vanish from Lydia's eyes when she realized the house was mine. My uncle, Lydia's father, practically choked on his own spit. Wait, so Kendra just gets the house, he barked, glaring at the poor lawyer who was just doing his job. Yes, the lawyer confirmed, his voice firm but laced with trepidation. Agnes specifically stipulated that Kendra would inherit the house. She was very clear. Lydia, of course, unleashed her carefully constructed argument of suffering. That's not fair. I was the one who always spent time with Grandma. I took her to doctor's appointments, cooked for her, and kept her company when everyone else was too busy. I bit back the retort rising in my throat. Yes, Lydia visited Grandma, but she also used those visits as free therapy, whining endlessly about how unfair life was and how hard it was to find a job that met her oh-so-exacting standards. Grandma would later confide in me, exasperated. That girl needs to get her act together. Fast forward to last week, and my phone rings. It's Lydia. I knew instantly something was up. She only calls when she needs something. Kendra, she cooed, dripping with insincerity. I've been thinking. Grandma wouldn't want us fighting over her inheritance. She'd want us to share it. I mean, I practically lived at her house those last few years. Don't you think it's only fair that we split it? I kept my tone as even as possible. Lydia, the house isn't just inheritance. It's where I live now. I've already moved in, and I'm planning on taking care of it just like Grandma wanted. Besides, you got your share of the savings. Her voice hardened. That's not the same. Do you even know how hard it is for me right now? I'm trying to get my art business off the ground, and I don't have a safety net like you do. The audacity. A safety net, I exploded. Lydia, I've been working 2 jobs for years. I don't have a trust fund. I've earned everything I have, and Grandma chose to leave the house to me because she knew I'd take care of it. Her tone turned glacial. Wow, Kendra, I didn't realize you were so selfish. Do you even care about your family? The next day, my aunt called, bypassing any pleasantries and launching straight into a tirade. Kendra, how could you do this to Lydia? She's struggling. Are you just going to let her flounder while you sit in that big house by yourself? I interrupted, my voice rising. Aunt, Grandma made her decision. It's not like I twisted her arm. And Lydia isn't floundering. She's refusing to work a steady job because she thinks she's too good for it. Maybe if you weren't so high and mighty, you'd understand what it's like to struggle. She screeched before slamming the phone down. Now, the whole family is fractured. My parents are on my side, insisting Grandma's wishes should be respected. But Lydia's parents and other relatives are treating me like I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in a vault of gold. Lydia even posted a deliciously passive-aggressive Facebook status. Funny how some people claim to love family but forget what that actually means when money is involved. I refused to engage, but the comments section erupted into a full-blown war. One cousin wrote, "You can't expect Kendra to give up what Grandma left her. Be grateful you got anything." Lydia replied, "It's not about the money, it's about fairness." But I guess some people wouldn't understand that. Yesterday, Lydia had the audacity to show up at my door, unannounced, brandishing a meticulously compiled list of every single thing she had ever done for Grandma. "Look," she shrieked, shoving the list in my face. "I kept track of everything, groceries, gas money, even the time I spent with her. If you're not going to split the house, the least you can do is pay me back for this." I was utterly speechless. "Lydia, you're seriously trying to bill me for spending time with Grandma? That's insane." "It's not insane, it's fair." "I think we're done here," I said, firmly closing the door in her face. So here I am, questioning everything. I don't want to be selfish, but I also don't believe I should sacrifice what Grandma specifically left to me. Was I too harsh? Should I attempt some kind of compromise with Lydia? Or do I stand my ground and risk permanent family implosion? I'm truly torn, so what's your verdict on this situation? Did I make the right call in standing my ground, or should I have tried harder to reach a compromise with Lydia considering our family history and her current situation? Especially given the wishes and dynamics within our family unit. The weight of grief felt suffocating as I attended my dad James's funeral last week. He was the glue that held our spectacularly dysfunctional family together, and his loss has ripped a hole in our lives. I reside in Charleston, South Carolina, the same place where my siblings and I grew up. Amidst the swirling chaos of mourning, my sister Kelly has emerged as the unexpected epicenter of a scandal I never saw coming. Kelly has always been the golden child, the one who effortlessly excelled at everything. Straight A's, perfect boyfriends, and a prestigious job at a law firm right after graduating from Vanderbilt. Then there's Callie, the artsy screw-up who moved to New York to paint, and me. Let's just say Callie and I haven't exactly been close over the years. The funeral was held last Saturday at St. Matthew's, Dad's favorite church in downtown Charleston. The whole extended family was there, including Callie's seemingly perfect husband, Marcus, and their 2 kids. Marcus, let me tell you, is practically too good to be true, a devoted family man, unfailingly polite. Kelly never misses an opportunity to remind us how incredibly lucky she is to have him. But here's the kicker. Kelly has been having a secret affair. And trust me, the details are a chaotic mess. How do I know? I'm not a snoop, but I am observant. Last Thanksgiving, I witnessed her shamelessly flirting with Hunter, who used to coach her kid's soccer team. A few months later, I spotted them at a coffee shop, heads close together, whispering like lovesick teenagers. I didn't say anything then because honestly, who wants to be that person? And besides, Marcus seemed blissfully unaware. Fast forward to Dad's funeral. I arrived early and took a seat in the back, watching as everyone awkwardly mingled before the service. Then I saw him, Hunter. He was lurking near the entrance, looking completely out of place. My heart slammed against my ribs. What was he doing here? He didn't even know Dad. He barely knows Callie, unless you count their illicit rendezvous. I tried to stay calm, but my mind was racing. Callie was chatting with Marcus near the front pews, playing the role of the grieving daughter and devoted wife to perfection. I couldn't take it anymore. I stormed up to her, dragging her away from the crowd. Why is Hunter here? I hissed, trying to keep my voice down. Callie's face turned ghostly white. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw him. Are you seriously parading your boyfriend around at Dad's funeral? Her eyes darted nervously towards Marcus, who was engaged in conversation with Aunt Grace. She grabbed my arm, yanking me towards the hallway. Keep your voice down. It's not what you think. Oh really? Because what I think is that you're screwing around on Marcus with him, and now you've dragged your little affair to Dad's funeral. What the hell? Callie, her face flushed crimson. Mia, this is not the time or place. Then when is? Because it looks like you're perfectly fine lying to everyone, including Marcus. He deserves better than this. Before she could respond, Marcus appeared in the hallway, his brow furrowed with concern. Everything okay? He asked, glancing between us. Callie plastered on a fake smile that could curdle milk. Just sister stuff. I stared at her, incredulous that she had the audacity to act like I was the problem. Marcus gave me a concerned look, but Kelly quickly ushered him back to the service. The funeral continued, but I was completely distracted. Every time I saw Hunter standing awkwardly in the back, a fresh wave of rage washed over me. After the service, during the reception, at Dad's favorite barbecue joint, I decided I'd had enough. I cornered Callie again, this time by the drink table. You need to tell Marcus, I said, my voice trembling with suppressed anger. Or I will. Mia, stop, she snapped, grabbing a glass of sweet tea. You don't understand. What's there to understand? You're cheating on your husband, and you brought your side piece to our dad's funeral. That's insane, even for you. Hunter is complicated. It's not just an affair, okay, it's been going on for years. Years? Are you kidding me? Callie looked on the verge of tears. It started when Marcus and I were having problems. I didn't mean for it to go this far, my stomach churned. So you're just going to keep lying to everyone? Do you even feel guilty? I do, she whispered. But Marcus doesn't deserve to have his heart broken. And Hunter, he's not going anywhere. Just then, Marcus walked up again, oblivious to the emotional minefield surrounding him. Everything all right? He asked, looking from Callie to me. I wanted to tell him right then and there. I wanted to shatter her carefully constructed world. But I couldn't. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Now, I'm sitting in my dad's old house, replaying the whole thing in my head. Did I cross a line by confronting her at the funeral? Or did I not go far enough? I'm torn. Marcus is a good guy, and he deserves the truth. But I don't want to be the one to destroy their marriage. And what about Hunter? Should I tell him to back off? I feel like I've detonated a bomb in my family, and I have no idea how to defuse it. So, after hearing this complicated mess, do you think I was out of line for confronting Callie at the funeral? Considering our complicated sisterhood and the weight of our shared grief, or should I have just stayed out of it, respecting her privacy and letting her navigate her own marriage issues? I recently found myself smack dab in the middle of a family drama that escalated so quickly, it left everyone reeling. And now I'm questioning whether I did the right thing or just made a monumental mess of everything. For context, I live in Buffalo, New York, and my family is ridiculously close-knit, sometimes suffocatingly so, honestly. My older brother, Victor, has always been the golden child, smart, charming, funny, the whole package, really. Except for one glaring flaw. He's financially reckless beyond belief. Last Sunday, my mom, Eleanor, hosted one of her famous family dinners. Think perfectly roasted beef, creamy mashed potatoes, and enough wine flowing to loosen everyone's tongues, maybe a little too much. My younger sister, Lydia, was there with her husband, Mike, and their adorable baby. My dad, Roger, was doing his usual routine, sipping scotch and cracking jokes that nobody finds funny anymore, bless his heart. And of course, Victor showed up fashionably late with his girlfriend, Nina, who is genuinely sweet but seems completely oblivious to Victor's questionable behavior. The conversation was flowing, and for a brief moment, everyone seemed to be in good spirits. Then, my mom casually mentioned that Victor had borrowed a significant amount of money from her and hadn't paid it back yet. She laughed it off like it was no big deal, but I saw my dad's jaw clench. He despises it when people owe money, even family. Victor, predictably, brushed it off with a charming grin. "I've got a new job lined up, Mom, I'll pay you back soon," he said, swirling his wine glass like he was a Wall Street tycoon. I tried to hold my tongue, I really did. But here's the thing. I know for a fact that Victor is drowning in debt. Credit cards maxed out, predatory payday loans, and even a $10,000 loan he took out from some shady online lender. How do I know all this? Because 2 weeks ago, I bumped into one of his old college buddies, Jason, at a coffee shop, and he accidentally spilled the beans. "Hey, does your brother still owe you money?" Jason asked, smirking. I froze. "What are you talking about?" I asked, my voice tight. And that's when he revealed the whole sordid story. So back to the dinner, my dad starts pressing Victor about when he plans to repay my mom, his questions getting sharper and more insistent. "Soon, Dad, relax, it's under control," Victor replied, flashing that signature charming grin that has gotten him out of trouble countless times. But this time, it just made me furious. I couldn't sit there and let him continue to lie to everyone. So I spoke up, my voice trembling slightly. "Maybe you should tell Mom and Dad about all the other debts you've been juggling, Victor. Or do you want me to?" The room fell silent. You could have heard a pin drop. Victor shot me a look that could have melted steel. "What the hell are you talking about, Noel?" he spat. I took a deep breath and plunged in. "I'm talking about the credit cards you maxed out, the payday loans, and that $10,000 loan Jason told me about. You've been lying to everyone, and Mom and Dad deserve to know the truth." Nina gasped, her eyes wide with shock. My mom looked like she was about to faint. My dad slammed his glass on the table, the sound echoing in the stunned silence. Lydia whispered, "Oh my God." Victor finally stood up, his face red with fury. "That's none of your business. You don't know what you're talking about." "Really?" I retorted, my voice rising. "Then why did Jason say you owe him $2,000? And why does he have screenshots of your texts begging him to cover your rent last month?" My dad exploded, his voice booming. "Is this true, Victor? Are you seriously dragging us into your mess?" Victor stammered, trying to talk his way out of it, but it was useless. Nina started crying, and Lydia glared at me, as if I had just set the table on fire. "Why would you bring this up now?" Lydia hissed. "This is a family dinner, Noel, not an intervention." "Because I'm sick of him lying," I yelled back. "He's been taking advantage of all of us, and you know it." Victor stormed out of the house, slamming the door so hard the windows rattled. Nina followed him, apologizing profusely to everyone. My mom sat there in stunned silence, while my dad ranted about Victor's irresponsible behavior. Lydia said I was completely out of line and should have handled it privately. But Mike just shrugged and said, "Well, at least now we know." The night ended with everyone leaving early, the festive atmosphere completely shattered. And now, the family group chat is a raging dumpster fire. My mom keeps texting me, saying I should apologize to Victor because I humiliated him. My dad is somewhat on my side, but keeps making comments like, "You didn't have to air all the dirty laundry during dinner, Noel." Even Lydia is annoyed, saying I ruined the night for no reason. But here's the thing, Victor constantly borrows money, makes empty promises, and never follows through. I'm tired of watching him take advantage of my parents, who are nearing retirement and can't afford to keep bailing him out. With all of this said, am I the villain for exposing my brother's hidden debts in front of everyone? Should I have dealt with it differently, perhaps in a more private setting, or was it high time someone finally confronted him about his financial irresponsibility? Regardless of the public setting and the impact on family relations, remember to replace the placeholders with relevant details and consider using eye-catching thumbnails on YouTube.